Alright folks, we got a good one for you today. I'm going to do a playthrough of Altered Beast for the Sega Genesis. I'm playing it on a Retron 5. Altered Beast was the pack-in game, the original pack-in game of the Sega Genesis system when it came out. And I knew I had to get a Sega Genesis when I knew this game was coming to it, because I had seen it in the arcade and it looked spectacular in the arcade. Very advanced for the time. Ever since it was released on the Genesis, people have kind of poo-pooed this game, but I understand why it was the pack-in game, because it was an arcade conversion and it featured the kind of graphical things that the Genesis could do and the kind of sounds that the Genesis could emit. So let's go ahead and start playing. I'm going to explain a lot more about this game as we play. A lot of people make fun of the way that voice sounds at the beginning. Back then, it was pretty spectacular. We were coming off the NES era, and voices in games were kind of uncommon in NES games, but they were easy to do on the Genesis. Plus, you got the multiple scrolling background layers, and that was amazing back then when this came out. So, I mean, that was one of the main reasons this was included. And it makes good screenshots. If you freeze one of these shots on the screen and put it on the back of the Sega Genesis box, it attracts a lot of attention. So I'm gonna do something that people don't normally do when they play this game. I'm gonna skip killing this white wolf so that I don't get the last spirit ball. That's what those things emit. That allows me to play longer as the werewolf. And we'll eventually fight the boss. There we go. We'll get another chance to fight the boss in a minute here. But if you do it this way, you get to fight as this cool werewolf for a longer period of time. If I didn't skip it, I would have just had like 30 seconds of playing as this. That's the whole hook of this, is the transformations. Now, I'm a Roman centurion, and centurion, I think I'm saying that right. And that's Neff. He's the bad guy of the game, and he's going to do his own transformation. The Altered Beast doesn't just apply to the character, it applies to the boss as well. He's going to rip his heads off, throw them at me. Some of these things, some of the elements of this game are based on ancient mythology, Greek mythology to be exact. Although a Roman centurion is from Rome, they use the Greek names and Greek locations in this game. He's going to return back to his previous form and suck the spirit balls out of me and laugh about it. Now, he has kidnapped Athena, the son of Zeus, or daughter of Zeus. And right here, he's kind of terrorizing her in these cutscenes in between stages, and they kind of get worse and worse as the game goes along here. So Zeus is mad that he has Athena, and that's why he resurrected you to go take care of business. Some of these details are in the manual for the Genesis, some are not. Apparently, the PC Engine version had more details. Now, Neff is not part of Greek mythology. I think he's like a demon in Japanese society or something, but he doesn't belong. What he's doing is he's trying to take over Hades by battling the god of the underworld, Pluto, or actually I think his name's Hades, I can't remember. But during that battle, he sent Athena to help prevent Neff from winning, but Neff ended up kidnapping her. So anyway, enough about the history. So once again, I skipped a spirit ball so that I can be this were-dragon for a longer period of time. So I get to see more of the game, basically, because it's a very short game. But I'm about to lose my first life, but we'll be okay. The manual for the Genesis says that this is inside a cave, which is weird because stage 3 is definitely inside a cave. I don't think this is inside a cave. I think of it as like a Dagobah swamp area or whatever. So that's like one of the easiest bosses ever. And once again, he's gonna suck my spirit balls. He should have just did that to begin with. I don't know. So once again, Neff is terrorizing her. It looks like he's crucifying her in this. He's actually doing a spell. He's going to turn her into something, and we'll get to see that. This is the stage where I start to have a little bit of trouble. I got some of it memorized, but some of it I'm probably going to have to use a continue at some point. But right here, we can just let these guys walk to their own death, and then we need to get ahead right here because one of those guys is going to fall from the ceiling in a second here. And if you're standing in that spot, he falls right on top of you. So I'm going to try to avoid the next spirit ball so I can become the werebear and... Oh, there we go. Had to use a continue. Or a life. So I'm going to avoid that one. There we go. I'm going to turn into a werebear. Now this lightning doesn't hurt me. And I can actually jump to the other side and that doesn't hurt me either. So it's kind of weird. You would think Neff would be able to harm me. If these dogs and stuff can harm me. Alright, the werebears. Probably... The morphing effect is badly animated the further you go into this game. It's as if it's like they put more work into the beginning of this game than they did later on. Because I think they just wanted people to play this game at a display, like at a Sears or something, and then come home with a Genesis. There's a lot of things that this game doesn't get right. Now, supposedly the arcade game, I shouldn't say supposedly, I think this is a correct thing. The arcade game was going to have a pressure-sensitive button, but they couldn't, the developers couldn't land a deal to buy that kind of button and have it on their arcade units. So that deal fell through, and as a result, they had to wipe out some of the moves that you have in the game and delete some things they already had built because they didn't get the pressure sensitive button. So that's why this game kind of feels basic when it comes to you just have a punch and a kick basically. There were supposed to be more moves or something. I read some, I think I read that on Wikipedia. That's where I do all my research. Alright, stage 4, this is where it starts to get a little hard. Now what Neff is doing is turning her into a bird, and it kind of looks comical here. It looks like more like a penguin or something. In the next cutscene, I think she's going to be a complete bird, though. Like a regular-sized bird. So these guys, you want to kick them while they're moving towards you. Crap. If you try to kick them when they're standing still, they can reach out and punch you. I have so much difficulty with this guy. The little flying guy annoys me. That little chicken thing was in Golden Axe as well. It might be another thing from Japanese culture, not sure. I'm not doing too well here, but we'll see how long I can survive. I'm gonna skip that so I can become the were-tiger for a longer period of time, which is probably gonna get me killed. Look how big this guy is compared to his head. It's hilarious. Shit. I almost messed that up. Okay. Were-tiger, not the best one, because he has this fireball that's like super slow, and his other ability is going up and down like this, and a little bit awkward to use. I'd rather be the werewolf in every stage. But that's the gimmick behind this game. You turn into all these things. Man, doing bad. I'm gonna have to do really well at the boss, assuming I make it to the boss. All right. I'm playing pretty good overall. Usually when I hit record, I start to do really bad. So right here is a lot of ducking. This guy does that energy thing, and he also spits out these little cute dragons that I actually hate. I don't like killing them because they're so cute. Oh, I'm fucking it up. They're not so cute anymore, are they? This is my last guy. All right, well now I have to continue, but don't worry. It's just gonna start me at the beginning of the stage and I'll do it as fast as possible, but there's a secret continue in this game. You hold start and A at the same time. There we go. I should say, I'll just call it a hidden continue. The manual makes reference to it, but it's not on, the word continue doesn't appear on the title screen there. You have to hold in A to continue, which is kind of stupid when you think about it. Ah, I missed that guy. Oh well. There's also a secret sound test if you hold some buttons in at the title stage. And there's also a stage select and a difficulty select if you hold a certain button in. Look at that chicken, he's going crazy. Ah, he still got me. Bastard. Go away, chicken. Oh man, I'm doing bad. Ah, I wanted that. The thing is, when you start getting hit, there's kind of like this bump that happens, like in a lot of games, but in this one, it's really hard to get out of getting hit multiple times. Now, if you get a few chances to fight enough, if you are not transformed on the third fight, you actually fight him as the human, which is kind of intriguing in itself. If you get really bored and this is the only game you have, you can try doing that. It makes it a little bit more challenging. And hopefully after this, I'll be able to get the werewolf again. There we go. Give me my spirit balls so I can transform into a tiger. Look at that. Oh, by the way, there's only 5 stages in this game, and this is the 4th one. You might also wonder, what if you get the spirit ball a second time after you've already been transformed? And nothing happens. It doesn't appear to do anything. It doesn't refill your energy gauge. It doesn't give you any points, I don't think. Not that I'm paying attention to points in this game. That statue is Neff's final form in the next stage. But for now, we gotta do this little dragon guy again.
Welcome to your doom.
I'll try to do better this time. Maybe talk a little less. He's about to die. So am I. Whoa, that was a close one. There we go. I made it to the final stage. This final stage will be a little bit tricky for me, especially with 0. I'm gonna head into it with 0 lives, but I'm gonna give it a try anyway. There's all kinds of new enemies that come out in the 5th stage, and some are kind of corny. So right here, Neff has turned her into a bird. So yeah, you can kind of see the feathers flying too. He's kind of grabbing onto her. He's like, haha, look at the dead bodies. These goats are kind of hard to fight, so I prefer not to fight them. Never fight a goat, but do fight the unicorns. Because they can jump kick. Yeah, go away, goats. And then we got like a karate rhinoceros or something. Ah, see? Can't stand these guys. Uh-oh, I'm gonna miss the power up. Oh well. Those are some athletic goats. Oh, shit. Well, that'll help. Being this big increases your range and... Ah, that stupid thing. Alright, this is basically a trial run. By the way, you transform into a golden werewolf. And here we go, golden werewolf. It doesn't look any different there, but right here, you can play 2-player at a time with this. And the other player is a silver werewolf. So once again, I'm gonna use the continue option. Hold in A, hit start. If I continue to not do good in this stage, I'll try lowering the difficulty or something like that. And I'll fight the goats. Ah! Stupid unicorn! Oh, the hits are so cheap in this game. At least this late in the game it is. I guess they gotta make it challenging. Alright, so I'm not gonna try to skip the spirit balls this time. I'm gonna attempt to get this game over with. So we'll be fighting Neff, the final form of Neff. And I beat this the other day, and all I did was duck and do this. So let's see if that works this time around. That's the last guy. All right, let's see the ending. And then I'm gonna play a little bit more the next round. There she is. She was a bluebird. Okay, there we go. And she, since I saved her, she has to fall in love with me, even though I'm still a werewolf. I'm a golden werewolf. So right here, you can actually interact a little bit with these credits by punching them. They go away faster. Team Shinobi, I think it's spelled wrong. Okay, so now the game increases in difficulty, and I'm just going to play the first stage a little bit here. These zombie guys explode. I thought they did. They're like... Maybe they don't, but there seems to be more of them. Yeah, there's definitely more of them. Look at all those. I missed my spirit balls. Let me know if you guys have played this game, and if so, did you get any enjoyment out of it? For me, I enjoyed it when I first got it, but after that, this game called Ghosts and Goblins came out, or Ghouls and Ghosts, I'm sorry, and that was it. I hardly ever played this game after that. It just sat on the shelf. Good for a one-time playthrough, not much else. Maybe on one of these playthroughs, I'll play through the arcade version, which is unlockable on the, I think it's called the Genesis Ultimate Collection on the PS3 and Xbox 360. And this was also ported to a lot of other systems, but believe it or not, this is one of the best ports of the arcade. Flaws and all. And I'll try to get to the boss Neff because I want to show you. He's a little bit different the second go around. Slightly different. I definitely like having more enemies. There's just more to do. This time around, he's going to rip off 6 heads instead of 4. That's pretty much the only difference, I think. And it's a little bit harder to dodge them since there's so many of them, but still, he's rather easy. So, I mean, that's all I have to show you today. I hope you enjoyed my playthrough. Maybe this brought back memories for you. There's some other videos to watch on the screen, and they are awesome. You should watch them all. May your games make you happy and smart, and may people respect you for playing them. So long, everybody.